Tell me, is it whack up in the air? Rapping scattered off the gear. I can map him, yeah, he is like a tracker. Get distracted, send him back like in the mail. Not a fraction of them real. Catch him lacking, run the drill. Running through the shit like a motherfucking dage.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on Nolland Industries. There's been a few changes around here, so I'm going to give a quick little walk around, discuss the plan, the priority list, because there's so much going on. You've got to have a priority list to get shit done. If you haven't already, hit the like button, drop a comment below. I really enjoy when you guys drop the comments and we have a little conversation. It really makes me want to make more videos, so definitely drop a comment below and hit subscribe if you're new here. Let's go. So we were trying to get this Cressida ready because Mike Lake's coming up to Archerfield to drift, and he's going to come down and check out the progress down here in the backyard. But he's coming next week on Thursday, so we were trying to get the Grande ready to drift for the first time because Xavier bought the manual swap, but drive shaft doesn't fit, so he's going to get a different diff to hopefully make it fit in there, and then he can drive this. But he's just gone to New Zealand, so he's not going to be able to drive that, unfortunately, but he will be at the next one, which is going to be cool because this thing is growing on me for sure. Like, at first I was like, wow, that is lame, but I'm definitely getting more excited about this. I've seen a couple of them at Matsuri and they were like done up and stuff, and they definitely have potential. Like, they're pretty cool for a four-door, and obviously it's got the JZ in there, so that's just gnarly as. And then you've got the S13 here that's just been sitting around collecting heaps of dust, and I don't know, it's been neglected as fuck. Like, it always does get neglected, as you know, but it's time. This is the first thing on the priority list to get sorted. Got to get the exhaust. It's just, the weeds have grown over it. It's on the ground there. Got to get that out and weld it back onto the headers, because if you've seen in this clip here, yeah, that was the exhaust flying out the back window. It literally came up here, ripped the rear off and went up in the air. It must have went like pretty freaking high. Imagine driving behind me. That's really dangerous. But luckily no one was injured. Just the exhaust got smashed. So anyway, get that in here. But in here, in the shed, the 34 has gone. Tom's taken that to the workshop at his new job, and he's going to start building that. And the 180's in here with cutout guards. This was absolutely gnarly. The other day when I was doing this, I was shitting bricks, to be honest. So now that looks the same as the S13, and I've got a tubs, like, welding kit from ATP that Xavier and I are gonna have a go at putting in here, and if we get stuck, we're gonna definitely call for help. Phone a friend. But the 180 is gonna sit here now, which is really cool. And then the S13 is going in here, and we're gonna get this exhaust sorted. That's what this episode is, fixing the exhaust on the S13. But I've got so much space in here right now, it's crazy. Other than all the shit that's still there. I've got to go through and sort out all the shit. Also, what's going on at the moment, all that stuff's on hold because I'm waiting until I can finish putting the roof on here. So I've got it to about, I've started this end, Dad, myself and Xavier and Luke as well, gave his hand. Started this end and we're about here at the moment. So just got to do this section of the roof, and then we can put cars in there and they won't get wet, which is really cool. The Subaru is going in there, the FC is going in there, and the S13 is probably going to live in here, I'm not sure. Figure something out. But yeah, they're going to go in here. And that'll free up some space. All that dirt's going to get moved, and then we can park the trailers over there. Need to get a different compound down here, like probably just a heap more gravel so you can actually drive on this shit, because it's actually the worst. As soon as it rains, it just gets muddy as. But yeah, let's get the S13 in the shed, up on the hoist, because that's always a good time. Got to take the side skirts off. It's a pain in the actual ass. Get it up on the hoist and have a look at what the hell's going on with this exhaust.
Had 4 bitches each for the team. Chop up, bully up and chop out on the beam.
Thought he said something, talking make cream. Bitches always on they dishes when I'm clean. VVS, stop it, bitch, you know about me. All the team go home, racks up in they jeans. And I'm leaving them, call it Billy Jean Dollar. Shorty like it when I hop out limousine. Had 4 bitches each for the team. Chop a bully up and chop out on a beam. Thought he said something, talking make cream. Bitches always on they dishes when I'm clean. When I'm clean. VVS, stop it, bitch, you know what I mean. And that's a chain. All the team go home, racks up in they jean. And I'm leaving them, call it Billy Jean. You can't bang with NFS and that's a fact. No free smoke. You got these groupie hoes, they jumping on your track. On your track. I done ride the wave with the slack. We could be killing all these bitches. Ain't no cap, ain't no cap. Step it.
Okay, so this is the exhaust. She's been sitting in the weather, copping a bit of abuse. What happened with the exhaust was these 2 bolts came loose at some stage, and then this was the weak point where it gets welded onto the stock headers, and it's like, it's not a good weld at all. It's how the car came on that side. This side broke off last time when I was with Tom at Queensland Raceway, and Hayden welded it back on. So his weld held up really nice, but that weld, it snapped off. And the O2 sensors are disconnected. I was driving without it. Didn't seem to make too much difference, other than it's really fuely. And then this is ripped off. So I think I need to yeah, lift the car up. Fortunately, I have a hoist, which is so freaking good. I love having a hoist. It's amazing. Sorry to rub it in, but yeah, I just love my hoist so much, as you can imagine. But yeah, I'm gonna lift the car up, have a look, probably put this on like the transmission stand, raise it up in there, have a look and see if we've got enough material on there just to like give it a scuff with the Y wheel and then weld straight on. Hopefully it's not too big of an issue. I'll probably make like a proper mount and make sure it's all secured properly this time. And yeah, last time was kind of just a throw it on there thing. So first thing, take the side skirts off, get it on the hoist, which takes a while because you got to jack the front and the back, because low car life. It's crazy that Cressida just rolls straight in here, chuck the arms under, up she goes. It's like a bloody full drive. Hopefully it stays that way. One of the other things I'm getting on the 180 is those air cup suspension, same as what Luke Builds has. I did want to do the like air bag suspension, but it's like stupid expensive, not even worth it. These air cups are way better option. So that's going to be cool, because the way they work is the ride height that you drive around at is the lowest point, and then if you get to an obstacle, you use the air cups to jack you up. So it's like lifting your car, not lowering your car. And so yeah, so if you drive in here onto the hoist, you can lift it up, put the arms underneath and lift it up. That's gangster as gangster. If I could afford it, because it's like, I think it's $1,800 front and back set, which is pretty cheap for what it is compared to like other options. It's still expensive. But if I could afford to just get that whenever I wanted, which I can't, I would definitely put it in every car. Just jack it up and then whack the arms under there. That would be so easy. But it does, actually, it does affect how much travel your suspension has. It's quite technical, but I probably wouldn't put it in a drift car actually. But it would just be handy. I might, wait, how cool would it be if I had like the V8 supercar thing where it's got the little air compressor, you like put your air compressor in the back, it just shoots those stands down and springs the car up in the air. That would be so cool if I had that. Just rock up to QR from a little air compressor, just jack the whole freaking car up. That would be sick. Why doesn't anyone do that? I bet it's probably super expensive. Anyway, I'm talking some shit. Let's get the car up and actually do something. Yeah, sounds good. Alright, removed the front bar, side skirts. Looks so different. It's all up there. Poor 180. And she's ready to go up. Let's go. Let's get it going. Alright, let's have a look at the damage, eh? You got all this LED wiring. Can't see it too well on camera. Just hanging down. Fucking shit job I did on that. Really need to rip all that out and start again on that one. You've got what do we got here? We got, okay, so this up in here, that's the exhaust that ripped off from the weld just there. Sort of ripped off there, scraped here, scraped there. Imagine the exhaust just bouncing out between here. Smacked all this. Bouncing out. Doesn't look like it touched anything here. Might have scraped there maybe. And there. Came out. Oh, there's no big dings in the back. And then yeah, I just grabbed the rear Rio and ripped it straight off. You can see the spot welds there have just been teared off. That's pretty unreal. And I didn't even know it happened, which is crazy. Oh, that's right, we had that bloody, holy shit, look at that oil. Oh, look at that grease. It's just like, oh, yuck from the water. Yucky. But yeah, this boot here has been ripped, so that's gonna need replacing. I think the actual half shaft is okay though, which is good. The bolt is still in there, which is nice. I mustn't have tightened it up, eh? Like, not enough anyway. Yeah. What do we got? That exhaust has to come in. This wiring is fucking absolutely stripped and raped. But it's still there, so we can still use that. Looks like we've just tied it up in the moment. But yeah, this end's the easy end. And then I should definitely go through and do a bolt check again. What the fuck? That is just like come up and smacked into something real hard. Maybe it's the wheel. No, not the wheel. It's definitely hit something and it's like minced like 2 of the threads. That's crazy as. Should probably not put that on the floor. Yeah, oh, what did I notice as well? The brake, the little metal piece that holds your brake freaking shoes in is gone, a little springy piece. And this bolt here was hanging out, so I pushed it back in. I'm gonna have to grab another one of those off Tarks. One of the best things that I'm so happy about is there's no leaks. I fixed that rear main seal, not a single drip of oil, nothing at all, perfect clean. Steering rack, freaking mint. Like the first time I've ever had a steering rack that doesn't leak. And there's legit no oil on the concrete at all, like from anywhere. That is just unbelievable for my cars, which is beautiful, and I love that. The diff does have a small leak, but it's not enough to drip yet, so that's good. Assessing the damage, there's not really all that much. Like, it looks bad because the exhaust came off, but it's actually not damaged anything, which is great. Oh, this light's just hanging down. I'll put that light back on there. That's easy enough. There's a few little things here and there, but it's not really going to be that big of a deal, so I'm going to get the exhaust in here and just have a look and see if I can just weld it straight on, which would be really nice. Because I don't want to get another piece of pipe or anything like that and muck around too much. Just want it to go on, do the exhaust thing, and yeah, we'll be right. Shit thing is, Archerfield has noise restrictions as well, which is crazy. So I think I'll be putting the muffler back on, which makes it backfire hard, but it doesn't sound as loud, which is weird, but anyway. So yeah, let's have a look at that. Well, there goes that idea of the whole just, oh yeah, put it up there and we'll just weld it straight on, mate. I was starting off positive, but it's going to be a bit more of a job than that. Hopefully not too much more, but basically, it was a struggle just to get one side lined up, which was the easy side. I used a clamp and the holes didn't line up because this Y joint piece here, where it splits off, they've actually bent and they've changed shape where they were pointing, because when they're bouncing around down the road or whatever. So this piece here does not line up at all. That's where it's got to go, and that's where it is there. I was like, oh yeah, sweet, I'll just hang off it and I'll just bend it back up there, no worries. The bending point will be along here somewhere. Probably there or something, I don't know. But that'll be easy. Nah, she's not. I was swinging on it and yeah, it's not easy. So I'm just gonna keep mucking around with this and hopefully get it a bit closer and then I can take it off. I can just unbolt this section here, take off that header, which is actually the easy side to get to, weld it, put the whole thing back in here and bolt it up to here. If that doesn't line up, I think I'll just weld this to that, put it in here, cut this off and make it line up because there's a joint here, so that'll be the easiest bit. But yeah, I'm no fabricator. This is me learning and it's a bit of a stitch up, but we've got to get this end done first and then we can work our way down here and suss out what I'm going to do with this. Fucking, that just broke, man. Finally had a rubber mount on there and it was like half legit and it just snapped. Okay, easy. Also, like, I had to find some decent bolts. I think most exhaust people use Allen head bolts. Not sure why, maybe for clearance, I don't know. But I was lucky enough to find these. Yeah, these are actually some half decent sized ones with some big nuts. Most of my nuts that I have on the shelf are just way too small. I just got, the majority of nuts are small, and then I've got these like locked wheel nuts at different thread, and then I've got like huge nuts, too big. So to have nuts this size is just like a blessing in disguise, basically. A blessing. It just works perfectly. Otherwise I'd have to go buy some. But yeah, love it when you got the right size of nuts, you know? Alright, I've resorted to the backyard dodgy shit going on here. I've got a ratchet strap around the back and a strap up there holding it across to the left and up as high as it can go, fixing it off there. Because if I fix this and tie it to the rubber mount, it's just not going to hold it when I'm pulling all the tension on that end that needs to bend. So I'll position this where it needs to be. That half is on where it needs to be. This half, I've got a ratchet strap going around there, around the hoist, and then back around, and then I'm strapping it here and tightening it, and it's pulling it. Oh, that's about right there. I'll probably go a little bit further just so it doesn't flex back past it. And then the hard part is I have to bend it up. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna bend it up. I got no idea, but I'm getting it closer. There's some dodgy shit going on here. That's about to fall off. Wow, I don't know how that was sitting there. Yeah, the good old ratchet straps, they're bloody good for this sort of shit, bending stuff. Yeah, now to bend it up, who knows how I'm gonna do that. If only this was live and someone could say, hey, what if you try this? That would be really convenient. But anyway, okay, so that didn't work. Definitely improved it. Like the back section's in the right spot and the front right's in the right spot. But when I released the straps, this just went back to where it was. Well, not all the way where I want it. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do, the only reason why I'm trying to bend all this shit is because I've already got it up here. But I'm gonna unbolt this, take this section, take the front header, take that off, weld it together, put the header back on and have this poking down here, and then make this fit that. That's pretty much the way I should be doing it. But, you know, when you start doing something and then you start going down the wrong path, I think that's what I was doing. But yeah, let's get that header off, which will be nice and easy. I know it is. So yeah, the car is absolutely filthy. There's overflow of power steering fluid that's been flicking around here, making a mess. If you haven't seen this engine bay before, if you're new to the channel, this is the LS1 in the S13, which is my primary drift car at the moment. It's the only car that I have that works. We got all the rolling shells around the place that don't do shit, and the Subaru. So this one works. So snail. Oh, sorry, buddy. So yeah, it works, but I like turbo cars. This thing is freaking awesome though for drifting, especially like learning how to drift. If you were ever gonna like set up a car for the ideal conditions, this would definitely be it. It's just so easy, so like gets rid of a lot of things that make drifting harder, like just trying to stay on boost and that sort of stuff. If you have a small turbo and like a good setup, definitely same sort of story. It's not as hard, but I just know that once I go back to drifting turbo with like actually having a clutch kick properly and like driving the car, I'm gonna suck. So there's gonna be a learning adjustment there. But anyway, this is the header that I have to get off. Right here, you can actually get to all these bolts super easy. And then just down there is where it's broken off. The other side, which was the issue last time, broke off in the same spot. And it's a bitch because the steering column comes down past there and attaches onto the power steering pump. And that is a bitch to get past. You have to take the knuckle off, move it out the way, and then try and fit the bloody flange. So it's so shit. But at some stage, I'll get aftermarket headers and we'll have them coming down and like tuck them in nice and real good with a V-band, so it's nice and easy and it won't be a problem. But I was kind of holding off on that because I was going to put like a crazy turbo setup on this, which I'd have to change the exhaust heaps anyway. But yeah, I ran out of money. I did have money and hopes and dreams, but that's a thing in the past. Hopefully work picks up soon. But anyway, I'm gonna disconnect, take these bolts out, get this freaking header out, weld, try and figure out how to weld the bloody exhaust onto it. Easy. Look at that. Look at that. So bad. Alright, so this is the LS1 stock header. And it is made out of cast. Alright. And then someone's gone and got a metal exhaust part, which is two different materials. And they've welded it onto here. Basically, it fits in there. A couple of grooves on this side line up, but the other side is bent in. So this piece here is squashed in, so I've got to move that out, try and line it up with this piece and interlock it enough so there's only a small gap, and then I can try and weld it together. I really don't know how this is going to go. I'm actually really surprised how well this is lining up. I just gave it a good smack with a hammer and pushed all that out around there, and now it's lining up like quite well. Once I hold it there like that, look at that. Damn. Obviously you gotta prep the surface first, put a few tacks on there, and then fill it, hopefully. I'm using a MIG, so you should probably use a TIG. It's gonna look pretty messy with the MIG, but I don't have the TIG accessory, which I should get. But then I also need to get different gas if I want to do that. But exhaust pipes definitely look better with a TIG. Anyway, Xavier, he's got his TIG over there. That's all good. We're just doing a patch job. It should be right. Should be fine. This, oh my